Hello, students, and welcome to the Love School Response, confronting the myths and misinformation about relationships,
where the married and singles learn intelligent love.
Today, we are going to start with gratefulness. It's a thank you letter from Martina, our European student from Germany. She says like this: Hello, Renato and Chris. My name is Martina. I'm 48 years old and I'm married to a man who is 56 years old. My husband stopped caring about having sex with me. He no longer praised me. He was being lethargic about everything. He wouldn't leave the house because he works from home. And his life was basically sitting in front of a computer to work, and eat. And I would grumble, complain. I became tearful for days. And our conversations ended with me crying and him irritated. I wanted to have intimacy, to be noticed. I wanted compliments, but he kept refusing to listen. One day I watched your lecture on your YouTube channel and, oh my goodness, that day I turned over a new leaf in life. From that day on, I stopped complaining. I stopped demanding his attention. And I started to, or better yet, went back to writing my books again. I kept focused on myself, but still kept an eye on him. I started to make the first moves in bed. And I didn't have this habit. And in my ignorance, I thought that he was the one who had always had to take initiative. At first, he seemed surprised by my boldness, but then with time, he relaxed. I think he felt more desired and more masculine. I don't know how to explain what happened, but he wasn't self-absorbed or resentful anymore. And it seemed that my demands and my accusations for him not noticing me, instead of changing him, made him hold back and hold resentment. And this is true about men. They can sometimes take on this behavior and end up holding back. I understood that, just like me, and he expected me to take some sort of action. And things got so good that nowadays he says, wow, did I already tell you that I love you today? Or, man, you look beautiful. He's complimenting me a lot. And I'm very happy because we matured. It wasn't overnight. I also put forth a lot of effort. I wasn't expecting a change or the first move from him. Things may not be 100%, but my marriage has changed significantly. Thank you very much. Your lectures are a godsend, and I hope that many more couples come to such a wonderful outcome as I and my husband have. But I wanted a solution and did something about it. Congratulations again, Martina. Right.
And it's not yet 100% yet, right? Because you're getting the crumbs that are falling off the table. Because people who cannot be here in person or participating of the meetings online, they lose a lot. And they get a little bit that we place on YouTube, on social media, but they don't have access to everything that is available in our meetings.
The person who really wants to go to college to have a better maximum results, they won't just follow us on social networks and say, oh, I read your book. Lectures in person are by far the best things that people can receive from this work of the Love School, Bulletproof Marriage, this work that has restored lives, couples, and families. But yes, we thank you once again, Martina, for your feedback, and we hope that you will continue developing and improving in your marriage.
Taking advantage of this, I want to tell Martina that she can also participate of the lessons. We have Univer. So if you're not here in Sao Paulo, you can, and you want to participate of the meetings online, we have Univer Video, which is a platform that streams our meetings live every Thursday. You can turn on your Univer and go to live, and you can participate of our live meetings. Everyone who wants to participate of the meeting in the Temple of Solomon and can't because they're far, because they can't, we have Univer Video, which streams the meetings live here
daily. So once again, it's univervideo.com. Now continuing, we're going to help this student who needs to make a decision that will change her future both in regards to her life and marriage. And she is a little bit insecure, wondering if she's on the right path. Okay, so Tatiani wrote to us saying this. Today I see a lot of things that I'm doing wrong. I need to make a big decision, and I would like to ask for your help. I've been attending the love therapy for about 2 months, and a lot of things have changed inside of me, as well as in my marriage and in my children. I have a company together with my mother, and this demands a lot from me. Due to work, I get home exhausted. I have to drag myself to do things at home. I don't give my children the attention they need. I have intimacy problems with my husband, and taking care of the house is something that's just not happening. This has bothered me a lot because now I see that my priority has to be them. So my role in my family is not to be a provider. Instead, I should be my husband's suitable helper. I have to learn to help him. I have to learn how to be a mother and a wife for real, because I've never been a mother or a wife. I have never dedicated myself to being a good mother or wife. Nobody ever taught me to be a mother or wife. I was taught to work and be independent. And I know my children need me a great deal, especially because I always push them aside to prioritize work. I already have problems because of this. I've always prioritized my work and my financial life, but now I see how much this has damaged my family. Analyzing the whole situation and seeing it for what it is, I'm thinking about leaving my job in order to really start to dedicate myself to my husband and my children. I feel that this is what God wants from me. From the moment I started attending the love therapy, God said this to me. But I've never had the courage to leave my work and to take care of my marriage and children. I talked to my mother, but she thinks I'm wrong to stop working. Of course, the company is hers, and she would lose you, apart from other thoughts she might have in regards to the matter. Help me, please. I'm worried about my family, and I just want to obey God. I don't want to do things as I've always done them.
People say a lot that this is a cultural problem, right? That the woman feels to blame when she's not being a mother, a housewife, or a wife. And the husband usually doesn't feel this blame and he works, there's no problem. People say this a lot, that this is a cultural problem and that our society...
A culturally created problem.
Yes, but it's not like this, you know? And you who grew up in a home that you didn't have your mother, let's say this, your mother present, you know, if you're sincere, you know how much this affected you. You know, I had my mother present. My mother, she actually, you know, I grew up in a home that struggled a lot financially. You know, my father, he worked three jobs. And all of this was just so that my mother wouldn't need to leave the house to work, so that she could stay with my sister and me. And he made this sacrifice so that my sister and I could have our mother present.
Your mother also worked for a while, right?
Yes, before we were born. Before we were born, she even worked, but afterwards she couldn't. And my mother, I saw, you know, I needed my mother a lot because during my childhood, I had this support from my mother being present. So I never went through moments, for example, of being in somebody else's home and going through difficult things, even abuse. I never went through that. My mother, she always protected us. So we were never left at someone's home. We were always with my mother. If she would go to the store, she would take us. And of course, it was two girls who would talk a lot, who would be always fighting. She had to, you know, endure a lot, but she was there. And her presence was very important in my childhood. Until today, I remember everything that she would teach us, everything that she would sacrifice for us. My father wasn't always present, but her presence would make up for his absence. And besides her, you know, being present, she would tell us, look, your dad can't be here. He's working, but he loves you both. She would talk good about him. So we didn't grow up angry or anything like that. But Renato, I feel bad for people who didn't have this blessing, we could say, of having their mother present. Many people didn't have this option. Many women need to work. They can't stop working to take care of their kids. But there are some women who can do this, who can give priority to their children.
As it may be the case of this student who wrote to us.
At least, this age. Because after a certain age, then you don't need to be there. But there is an age in a child's life that they need their mother, because if they don't have their mother, who are they going to have? They're going to have their nanny. They're going to have school. They're going to be at their friend's house. What's going on there? Who is the neighbor of the friend, So there's so many things that you expose your children to. The nanny, could it be that she is, really caring, or so many bad things that could happen because the mother is not present taking care of her children, that I think like this, why? Because this idea that the world has put in many women, look, you need to be independent. You need to have your money. Don't let a man tell you what to do. And it's fine. I'm not telling you that you need to let a man tell you what to do, that you need to be completely dependent on a man. No, but be careful, because this idea has, a woman could even not be so much at work, but she's there. She's there because she has this feeling that she's proving to everyone, look, I'm not a housewife. I'm a woman who has a career. I have my money. I work.
No man can boss me around. I don't need a man.
I say like this. If you think like this, then you shouldn't have children. You should be a woman who has a career, but without children, because then you don't need to be at home. Now, for you to put children in this world, to leave them, for you to have your career, for the love of God.
Let us all come to an agreement and understand that children are vulnerable beings and need protection. Let's understand that. Let's agree on this. You will have a child. Until he reaches the age of a young adult, he is a vulnerable being. And if you don't pay attention to your child, someone will give that to him. And it won't be the attention you could give. No matter how good that person is, it's not going to be the same, because no one will see your child as their personal responsibility. The responsibility is yours.
The child themselves, Renato, the child, they feel that they're a weight on their parents' life. My mom doesn't have time for me. She's too busy. They feel that they're like affecting their parents' dreams. And how do they grow up with this feeling of I'm a weight on my mother's life. I'm a weight to them. How does the child feel? They feel bad. They feel inferior. They feel needy. And then what happens? The child is going to grow, and in the age that she was to be good, already having a structure, they don't have. So the child goes, and if it's a girl, gives himself to the first boyfriend that shows up.
Just as our student, Tatiani, who's feeling, she feels she is neither a mother nor a wife, because her life is to work in the company with her mother. She feels anguish because of this, and there's nothing wrong, Tatiana, in you making this decision in your life. Since you are a businesswoman, you have a career, you know how to work. In the worst case scenario, if in future you need to go back to work, you know how. You're a business person. You have conditions, but you also have the right. Everything that you have planted up to now gives you the right now to say, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to be a mom and be a wife. What's the problem with that? If someone looks at you and gives you dirty looks, if other women disapprove of you, if your mother despises you because she didn't raise you to be a housewife, it's their problem. This is your life. These are your choices, and these are your children. No one will fulfill your role as wife. No one will fulfill your role as a mother. Okay? So if you feel you are falling short on these two sides, go ahead. Do it without feeling guilt, without embarrassment. But now, be prepared to be criticized. When someone asks you, how's it been? What are you doing? Oh, I'm just at home taking care of my husband and my children. Expect some dirty looks. Expect some people to make comments that you won't want to hear at all. Exactly. In fact,
This is what's cultural.
this is extreme cultural pressure. But you have the right to do it, right? Isn't this what feminists teach? Women have the right to do whatever they want. Isn't that it? And what if what she wants is to stay at home and take care of her husband and children? Doesn't she have the right? Okay, students, that's all for today. Next week, back to the Genesis series, and in the future, a new set of questions. Until then, students,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Did you know that over 50% of couples who get divorced regret not trying harder to save their marriage? No one gets married to later get a divorce, but sometimes it seems like there's no other option. Wait, you haven't tried everything. Bulletproof Marriage has already helped millions of couples all around the world to avoid separation. Even if one party isn't willing to change, or the relationship seems like a lost cause, give yourself this opportunity. Read this amazing book and shield your marriage against divorce. Buy the book on Amazon.com today. Imagine waking up one day to find that you married the wrong person, or that you lost your true love because you ruined your relationship, or that you'd missed it when that special person came into your life. For those who don't want to spend the rest of their lives regretting a bad decision, Bulletproof Dating is a must-read, no matter what stage of singleness you're in. Whether you're alone, waiting, dating, picking up the pieces of your broken heart, divorced, or widowed, this book will help you navigate the complicated world of modern relationships. Years of experience have given Renato and Cristiane authority to say that most divorces start during the dating phase. Bulletproof Dating is a manual for all ages and will open your eyes and show you practical actions you can take. It's time to learn intelligent love. Ebook available on Amazon.com and other online retailers.
Does your love life need a little boost? An upgrade? A complete overhaul? Worry not. We've got the right treatment just for you. It's the Love Therapy course. Live stream from Houston, Texas every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time with Dave and Evelyn Higginbotham, teaching practical advice for both married couples and for singles to deal with the day-to-day ins and outs of romance and relationship issues.
If we make a mistake, it's not a problem to make a mistake, but if we make a mistake and we don't learn from it, that is a serious problem.
American culture is, follow your heart.
Yeah.
What does your heart tell you? Don't let anybody stop you. If you love this person, don't let them stop you. Go for this dream that you have. That's almost elevated as this noble thing.
Watch the Love Therapy live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Living Faith Network website, or scroll through the archives of past Love Therapy sessions on ulfn.org. For more information, comments, or questions, call 888-332-4141 or text 888-312-4141.